Hello, everyone. I'm Nolan Myers, CEO of Double GDP. We're building an end-to-end platform for planned communities to connect with residents, accelerate sales, and deliver responsive services. I'm here today bringing you a sprint update for July 20th, 2022. As always, I'll go through what we aim to accomplish in the last sprint, how we did against those goals, and what we want to do in the next sprint. In the last sprint, our goals were to work on a few areas in product, forms editing and comments, amenities scheduling, and CRM lead filtering. And on customer success and sales, we had our sales kickoff last sprint. And that's what I'm going to focus most on for today. So in our sales kickoff, we hired a bunch of people as customer success managers, and last week we knighted them as sales representatives. I'm here in Nairobi, or actually I'm in Tanzania at the moment, but spent the last week in Nairobi, working closely with the sales team. And we went through a whole curriculum for new salespeople. Sales 101, we took them through the market research that the product team had been doing in the last couple of sprints. We trained them on our CRM and how to log leads. We went through personal account plans, and we did a role play with everybody on the team. And needless to say, it is a trial by fire, but I have to say that I have been extremely excited about the engagement and the energy that the team brought and what we have brought. So let me share some of the things that we've learned through that sales kickoff. So first of all, people did find it very useful. I'm glad to hear that and appreciate that feedback. Some of the takeaways that I saw in the survey from after, and from some of my own personal learnings from from participating in the kickoff, are that we need to do a better job of speaking to the economic value to the customers that are working with us, understanding and making sure that we articulate the economic value of working with Double GDP and understanding that value proposition for them. And the second is that we need to get better at understanding the problems that our customer needs us to solve. I think we have a lot of great vision of what the future of communities are going to look like. But I think when we get to the very specifics, and we have some of the tools, but I think we need to get really concrete about some of those problems and really understand what in the customer's mind is that problem, so we can get really hone in on it. We need to get better at being able to schedule next calls with each conversation so that we have an action item coming out of them, and better at articulating the successes that we're having with our current customers and being able to bring that forth to new ones. So in thinking about those economic value propositions, there's a couple that we've really honed in on being ones that we want to be able to articulate, understand, and share with our customers. And that is leveraging the community member experience as the strategy for developers to sell units faster. So what this means is that many people want to live in a futuristic community, and one where it has this dream of really being very efficiently run. It's sustainable. It's luxurious. People in the community are able to relate to one another and be able to connect. And I think that a really great customer experience of being able to have a mobile app that you can use to engage with the administration of your community is something that can actually entice people to join that community and sell more units. And the second that we got coming out of the sales kickoff is increasing the collection rate for service fees, and being able to say, hey, if you're collecting 30 or 40% of your service of what you're owed in terms of your service fees today, we can help you bring that up to 50 and 60%. Now, some of these are things that these are sort of all company things that we're going to learn to better articulate, but also that we can invest in on the product side to be able to better demonstrate those kinds of economic value propositions. The second week of the sprint, I spent a good deal of time talking with customers and prospective customers. And so this goes to the second takeaway from the sales kickoff, which is really about better understanding the problems that customers want us to solve. And so when it comes to that, there are a few that I really want to hone in on as being key things that I heard in the last week. The first is being able to provide a single utility bill to the end customer, and that this is one of the most important ways to collect fees. What I heard is that service fee collection is something that many of the new communities here in Kenya struggle with, and being able to have all of your service fees go together in a single utility bill allows you to have the enforcement, especially with electricity, to say that your bill, when you pay it, is going to first go to all of your other service fees, and the last thing that it's going to go to is electricity. And that's something that's a very innovative strategy that a customer would like us to help them implement. The second statement that I've heard about is I have thousands of small tasks that I need to ensure get done right. And I juggle 20 WhatsApp groups of all the different contractors and residents and construction workers that need to help get things done. And at the same time, I have 10 different software tools, a CRM, a project management tool, a variety of different custom-built pieces of software. I have all of these different tools and nobody uses them. And so that means that I just revert back to WhatsApp in so much of my communication. The third sort of problem that I heard this week that's exciting to me is that I want to be able to show that things are running smoothly or find where the problem lies. And this is somebody who's a sort of a managerial role, and they're actually not. They're actually sort of trying to coordinate across a lot of different people, and for the most part, things are working well. But he wants to be able to hone in quickly on where that problem is. Fourth, I have found our compliance officer needs to be able to review and approve or comment on developer plans. This is a common problem that we've heard in a few different places. But when the community has various standards that they want to enforce, when a new developer is building, they need to show the community what they're planning on building, and the compliance officer is going to review the architectural diagrams and make sure that those work. Fifth, I want to ensure that facilities issues get fixed quickly and that the contractors are held accountable. And once they deliver, I know how much to pay them. And this is something that is kind of so obviously important for a property manager that I think it doesn't need any more explanation than that. But just making sure that when people report a problem, that it gets done. And then finally, speaking more to the vision, and I think this really speaks to how all of these other things come together. A couple of statements here that I've heard is that we want to be the future of what communities are, and that so much of that has to do with the communication, with the connection between us and the people who are living in the community, but also between community members among themselves. And the thing that I heard in this statement is really that if people are aware of the vision and aware of the progress, it really helps to build that kind of alignment and help people feel engaged. And everybody knows that not everything is going to be perfect, but when you have a buy-in to the community and you're feeling engaged, you can overlook the fact that a pothole hasn't been fixed right away. But if you don't feel that kind of engagement with your community and you feel the resentment that things are not being done, or you don't feel connected to it, it's very easy for that pothole to become a thorn in your side and become really painful. And so this really speaks to the sort of the way that all of these things come together to sort of create that sense of progress and that sense of growing in the community. So those are the things that I really wanted to focus on this sprint. I will leave the product and engineering and customer success teams to speak for the things that they have done in this particular sprint. In the next sprint, what I am going to do is listen even more to customers. I'm here in Africa, and it's just such a great opportunity for me to meet customers, meet new communities, and understand the problems that they want us to help solve. On the product side, a few areas that we're going to be working on are iterating on our compliance checklist, looking at WhatsApp integration. That's something that has come up several times, and looking at the CRM lead filtering that we started in this sprint. And then on the customer success side, I'll be doing more user research paired with customer success and sales, and more discovery calls to better understand the problems that we can help solve. That's it for today. Thank you very much, and I'll look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.